everyone. Welcome to another episode of Taking Up Space on Michelle A. Mayer podcast. Always excited, y'all. Always excited to come forward with something thought-provoking and useful to you. Hot off the heels of my either YouTube or Instagram live that I did yesterday. You guys, if you have nothing going on and you're just scrolling the internet and you want to find something useful and resourceful, I encourage you to log into my my live communications that I have on these pages. They're super useful. Again, they're new to me, so it might be a little bumpy in the beginning and me getting my vibe going. Yesterday I had to do mine twice because the first one I didn't have my light on and it looked gloomy in here. Didn't even realize it. And because I was so focused on meeting my time schedule. I said I would do it at 4, and so I was like, I gotta have everything together. And I did, but I forgot to turn the light on. So I had to do it over again, and I did not include important communications that really help flower out the topic that I was speaking to. So today we're going to do a podcast episode in support of that Instagram live or that YouTube live that I gave yesterday. It's to build into, maybe add a little bit more flavor to it, because Spirit, I woke up this morning and it was on my mind, so I'm going to speak to it. I want to speak to, so yesterday, if you have some time, please look at my Instagram live. It'll give you a fundamental understanding of what I discussed. I'll go over it, just some high notes right now. I was speaking to how we're all born with this internal projection that builds upon itself as we grow and we experience things in life. This internal mirror, it's a mirror that we have within our own selves, how we see ourselves in life. It is our truth. It is our most vulnerable place. It is a place of absolute honesty. It's our raw, uncut self. And as we move through life, this particular image that we have of ourselves is shattered. There's no way that any of us will move through life without having portions of this mirror shattered. It's part of life. It's etched into the topography, into the program that we all are a part of as it relates to our walk through life. We are essentially here to have portions of our internal mirror shattered along our way through life. And this shattering of the portions that we see of ourselves is horrifying. Every single crack in that mirror is horrifying. It is traumatic. These cracks come with trauma. And I spoke to in my video yesterday that when these cracks happen, these lines, and no matter how deep, no matter how fine, no matter how subtle, no matter how obvious they may be, they all come with initial shock. That is the nature of them. That is the spirit of this crack. It is its nature. It is to come with shock. Because it is shock that creates the crack. It is a wave. It is an energy that creates the crack. And we feel it when it's inflicted upon us. And it's supposed to do that. Yet what happens after that shock has been implemented and the crack has been created? There is a spirit that lays within what was before. That landscape that was before, that whole landscape now has been broken into two. And there is a spirit that lies between those two halves, and that's called a gap. And that gap is the experience, whatever it is, whatever caused that crack. They are called spirits. I consider them spirits. Whether the gap was caused by, it could be childhood trauma. You'd be on the playground and someone is teasing you, and your worst nightmare is to be teased in front of certain people and certain aspects of you that you find inadequate and that you seem to not be able to get a handle on and change are brought to light. and it happens in front of people that you are impressed by or that you have an emotional attachment to, and everybody's laughing at you. There's a crack. Many of us can think back to times when these things have happened. Horrific things have happened to us in this particular nature. That there's a crack in our internal projection. That's a lifelong crack that we never forget. We can, when we think back to that situation, it's as if we're there again. When we think to horrific situations, just me bringing this to mind in you, many of you that watch this video I'm bringing the spirit of this thing up in you. You immediately begin to recall in your own lives this particular instance, regardless to the setting. It doesn't have to be childhood. It could be something else. But you are reminded of this spirit that caused the crack, that experience. And that's what I want to go into today. I went into how this happens, the dynamic that it happens within, and how you can gain control and power over this situation. It's imperative that you gain control of these cracks in your internal mirror, these spaces, these gaps in between what was before that now has been broken, and now something resides within it. It looks like it could be empty space, but there's nothing empty. There is a spirit residing in there. And you must get a handle on that spirit so that you are in control of the way that spirit moves within your life moving forward. And you yourself can name that crack. It's for you, because that crack happened on your landscape. That's your land. That is your land, your internal landscape. You name it. And instead of it sabotaging you and making you bow to it, you control it. You give it its place. You limit its movement. And in order to do these things, you got to know yourselves, friend. You've got to be able to face yourselves and know yourselves and study yourselves and be able to pierce into portions of your own mind and your own self that are frightening and uncomfortable. And then this morning, so last night I had a dream. I'm a dreamer. I have dreams all the time. I mean, like literally my whole life. We all dream, but many of us don't remember them. I remember most of my dreams. And last night I had a dream, and I have this ability. Ever since I was young, I've been a dreamer. I have many. I got so many phenomenal dreams. I mean, like I've had many dreams, and because my dreams have been so profound in my life, I've studied them. I've been fascinated with what brings a dream on. Where am I when I have this dream? So I pay attention to the movement of spirit in my life. I pay attention to the ebb and flow of my life, what happens within my body, why I do what I do, why what happens within me naturally happens. And so when I'm in the dream world, I've been able to change my dreams. I've been able to consciously tap in at a certain point within my dream and interact consciously. Not just let the dream take on a life of itself. I've been able to consciously slow it down and to allow myself to consciously move and change my experiences in the dream. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an expert at it and I do it all the time. I don't. But I am able to do it. I have done it. And last night, I had this dream, and it was like, it was a dream that it seemed like it wanted to get a truth from me, of a certain aspect of me. And my mind realized it, and I began to play with it and give it an animated truth. I overgave. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, it's like, say for instance, you are in a dream and they want to Okay, my doggy. You're in a dream, and the dream is based around how you interact in groups. So you're in a group. You're on you're in a group. Everyone, a support group, some kind of support group, and you sense that the dream wants to see how you respond to others while in a group. And because you sense this, you're consciously aware of it. You can then over animate yourself while in that group. Overly animate. And that's kind of like how it was with my dream last night. And then I woke up and I went over to the store because I try to do a lot of walking. You know, I could have driven to the store, but I walked. And in walking to the store, I go into the store. I was thinking about the dream while I was walking to the store. And then I was like, I wonder how it's going to show itself in my life. See, when you begin to understand these things, life becomes very exciting to you. It becomes exciting, friend, because you now see a rhythm. You've paid attention enough that you got a whole library of experiences within that particular vertical or whatever that method is. And so you know the nuances of it. And you're just excited to see how it shows itself. And I'm in the store. And I'm like, okay, I want to get me some smoked turkey because I'm going to cook something. And I'm over there ordering me some smoked turkey. And this guy just comes out of nowhere. And he's all complimentary of me. And he's like, oh, your hair looks nice and all this. I'm like, oh, thank you, you know. And it was just kind of like exaggerated. And I remembered the dream. I'm not going to tell y'all what my dream was. But my dream was surrounding something like that. But not so much. And that brings me to what I'm giving you today. And it tags into the ideology that I gave you yesterday. All is mental, y'all. And if I can get you to pay attention to your mind, many of us are afraid of ourselves. We always look outside of ourselves for reassurance. But I'm here to tell you, it is the mind that controls everything. If you can pay attention to your mind, if you can control your mind, you can literally control your life. I'm here to tell you, there will be things to throw you off. It doesn't mean that chaos will not come. It doesn't mean that problems will not arise. It doesn't mean any of that. In fact, it means that more of them will show up in your life because you will need these things as tools to sharpen your experience and your expertise in controlling your mind. So yesterday I was talking to this same thing, but I was using the internal mirror, the internal projection, which is extremely important. It all begins really with it. And as we go along in life, this internal mirror that we have that's whole and polished up and we see ourselves clearly in is cracked. That projection is changed, altered by something. Yet it comes shocking each and every time. We must get a handle on these things. Come to terms with them because they don't go away. You can't uncrack a mirror. You've got to come to terms with it. And these cracks in the mirror, these spaces, these gaps between what was once whole are demons. I know y'all think I'm obsessed with this word demon. I'm really not. But they are demons, friend. The more you ponder this ideology, the more you will come to know that these are exactly what I'm stating that they are. They're demons. They're spirits that come upon you in an abrupt way to cause trauma and change in your life, and they must be controlled. You have got to control them. If you do not control them, they will control you. How many of us are still suffering from childhood traumas? Walking around here whole adults with grown children probably that have allowed childhood trauma that has gone unchecked and unresolved to be the master of their lives. They have bowed down and kissed the feet of demons that they were supposed to control. Yet they didn't know what they were facing. No one ever told them the method of operation. And they didn't feel as if they were ever capable of rising and putting it in its place. Because I'm here to tell you, these demons come with force. We see that with the cracks in the mirror. They initially come with trauma, all of them. I don't care how small the crack is, it's always traumatic. And we spend so much time trying to come to terms with them instead of remembering. Remembrance is the key. This is why the mirror was whole from the beginning. It is for you to remember, not for you to abandon. You to remember who you are. Even though portions of that have been distorted because of the crack, you must now understand what that spirit came to teach you and get a handle on it and control it. Name it. You got to bind it, or it will bind you. It will name you. It will control you. It'll name you. It'll name you confused. It'll name you weak, depressed, sad. It'll call you a coward in your own house, in your own temple. It will run your whole system. I want to speak to this. I'm going to read the Testament of Solomon. I woke up this morning and the Testament of Solomon was on my mind when I was reflecting. And this is a perfect example of how these spirits work. So King Solomon is King David's son. Remember, David had an affair with Bathsheba. He did a disingenuous thing, iniquitous thing to Bathsheba's husband, Uriah. God forsook their child that they had, and he transitioned. The next child that he had with Bathsheba is King Solomon. King Solomon is God's most beloved outside of David. God says this. But King Solomon's greatest sin would be women. He would allow himself to marry women of foreign nations. It wasn't that he laid with them, he wifed them. He created bloodlines with them. But this goes back to the curse of his father David that God put upon David. So we don't really need to get into that. King Solomon, like most of the priests in Israel, worked closely with spirit friend. Closely. I mean, it was a prerequisite. You had to be able to work very effectively and efficiently in the world of spirit in order to be a king of Israel. Period. You had to be able to get after it. And when I say get after it, I'm not talking about give a speech to motivate people. I'm talking about go before spirits, enter into the spiritual circles of the world, which is highly temperamental and very organized and hierarchical. And you've got to have the wisdom it takes to move within those spaces. Not intelligence. It ain't got nothing to do with intelligence. It has to do with subtlety. It has to do with wisdom. Because when you are in those spaces, it will take wisdom. You will need to lean in on attributes of yourself that you can't go to school to learn. You've got to be able to trust your internal system so much. Because I'm here to tell you, these spirits will confuse you. We will see this with King Solomon. King Solomon has this individual. He's building the temple of Jerusalem. And he has this young boy out there building the temple. And he's King Solomon's favorite helper. And the young boy is eating well. And he's making money. But he's getting skinny. And he's behaving in ways that is unlike his normal temperament. And King Solomon comes to him and says, well, what is wrong with you? You are making all this money. You eating well. I'm feeding y'all good. Why are you losing weight? And why are you behaving in certain ways? And the young boy says that, okay, I'm gonna read it to you because I can give it to you in layman's terms, but I'm going to miss pertinent parts of it. Okay. Behold, chapter 1 of Testament of Solomon, verse 1. And behold, when the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built and the craftsmen were working there, the demon Orneus came among them toward sunset. And he took away half of the pay of the chief deviser's little boy, as well as half of his food. And he also continued to suck the thumb of his right hand every day. And the child grew thin, although he was very much loved by the king. So King Solomon called the boy one day and questioned him, saying, do I not love you more than all the artisans who are working in the temple of God? Do I not give you double wages and a double supply of food? How is it that day by day and hour by hour you grow thinner? But the child said to the king, please, O king, listen to what has befallen all that your child has. After we are all released from our work on the temple of God after sunset, when I lie down to rest, one of the evil demons comes and takes away from me 1/2 of my pay and 1/2 of my food. Then he also takes hold of my right hand and sucks my thumb. And behold, my soul is oppressed so that my body waxes thinner every day. Now, to someone that doesn't understand metaphorical speaking or how spirit moves, you'll be like, dang, this demon is coming and taking his food, and then he takes his hand and sucks it. But to someone that understands how spirits move, everything is an inside game. Everything. I've said this so many times I can't even count. What this little boy is speaking to is something that is happening internally. This demon is inside of him. I told you. One moment. Okay, my light fell. So this demon is inside of him. Okay? And it is just like the cracks in the mirror. These cracks house these demons. They create them. They're the birthing place of these demons showing up in your life. And they show up in your life where? In your mind first, friend. This little boy is saying, this demon is eating my food. I'm losing weight because I have a demon inside of me siphoning the nutrients I'm getting from the food. It goes back to Jesus when he's casting out these demons from the people. Jesus was left and right, y'all. These demons were left and right, and all the children. Many of us have demons running around here within our bodies and in our environments. I'm telling you, I did the video a week or so ago about these demons creating projections of people, making people that God will send to you to be a blessing in your life, to make those people look in a particular way that you will deny those people. If you are not spiritually astute to be able to see what is being played on you. And many of us are not. We're just not. And I don't think we are this way because we want to be. I think we're this way because we've been programmed. We don't know. We know organized worship. We do not know spirituality. We have no idea as to the goings on, the intricate goings on in the spirit realm, where we can actually hold power, where we can be known, and the demons and the spirits will know our names. We're walking blindly through life without even a care to really what is running this, why we are even here. And we're allowing these demons to have free reign in us as if we are their avatars. This is what Jesus was speaking to. This is what God is complaining about with these children left and right as they walk throughout the world, from Exodus to Revelation. This is what got us snatched away from our crown and our scepter, snatched away by God in 2nd Baruch and in Jeremiah. It is this. So this child tells King Solomon this. And King Solomon says, oh, I got to do something about this. This is why God loved King Solomon. King Solomon did what was righteous for the people. He could have just said, oh, okay, well, I hope you get better. Get back out there and finish building that temple. He could have easily said that. But he must have seen that this issue with this child was something that many of the other children were experiencing. Because why would he take one person's situation and go before God and petition God for such a thing, for just one person? This was paramount amongst the people. We see this in King Solomon's great grandson, Jesus. Jesus comes forth doing what? Casting out demons from the people. And so King Solomon goes before God. I'm going to read it to you. Chapter 2. Now when I, Solomon, heard this, I entered the temple of God. How did he do that so quickly? He said, when I heard this, I entered the temple of God and prayed with all my soul night and day that the demon might be delivered into my hands and that I might gain authority over him. This is his meditation. He entered the temple of God. How? In his mind. Temple. He has gone within him in his own kingdom of himself, in his own mind, where he has absolute authority. And he petitions God. And he prays with all his soul night and day that the demons might be delivered into his hands, and that I might gain authority over them. And it came, and that I might gain authority over him. It came about through my prayer that grace was given to me from the Lord of hosts by his chief messenger, Michael. This Michael boy, I gotta do a video on Michael. This Michael is a mighty character. This Michael out of all the angels, Michael and Gabriel, Raphael too, but Michael is a mighty individual, y'all. It is Michael that gives Solomon a ring. God allows Michael to give Solomon a ring. He brought me a little ring, having a seal consisting of an engraved stone, and said to me, take, O Solomon, king son of David, the gift which the Lord God, the highest of hosts, has sent you. With it you will lock up all demons on the earth, both male and female, and with their help you will build up Jerusalem. But you must wear this seal of God, protective armor. And this engraving of the seal of your ring, this engraving of the seal of the ring sent to you is a pentalpha. And I, Solomon, was overjoyed and praised and glorified the God of the heavens and earth. What did we just read? We just read that King Solomon went into his mind in meditation. He thought to himself, these things I desire to bring forth out of goodness and help for the children that I have been ordained to manage. Not out of wicked intentions, not out of selfish needs, none of that. I am doing these things to be a help to all these children because these demons are running rampant. They are taking the children hostage in their own kingdom, their own body. And God says, okay, that makes sense. I'll allow you to do that. That's a weapon that I will grant you to control these demons because I do trust that what you're saying is true. And he gives him the ring. God, through Michael, the angel Michael, gives King Solomon this ring, which is designed to control the demons. This tells you that God has control over everything. You thinking these demons don't answer to God, you are crazy. You're crazy. Let me tell you, it is just like everything being opposite, everything upside down. If I take you to if I take 100 of us to male and female, children, 5 years old and below, to another land, I can tell them children anything. Anything. If I wanted to, I could tell, we got animals in the other land. They got dogs and cats and everything like that. I could tell those children, you don't eat until that dog eats. You cook for the dog first. And then allow that dog to get on the table and eat. And you eat on the floor. Those children will do just that. They will relinquish all their rights to this dog and honor this dog in a way that this dog should not be honored because of the program that they're taught. And they won't know anything other than that. They will feel bad if they ever sat at that table and ate first. This is what's happening in the demonic realm. I'm here to tell you. So King Solomon, and when I say this is what's happening, not literally on that level, but on the level of we do not have the knowledge as to how to control these demons that present themselves in our lives. We don't even know that they're demons. We don't know what we're experiencing to be even able to consciously combat them. We never think, oh wow, the internal mirror that we have within our mind is actually a reflection of our truest self. And yes, throughout life, there will be cracks to that mirror. But those cracks don't mean indefinite end or indefinite negativity. Those cracks are ways for me to become stronger and more mentally capable so that I can control the winds that blow within my life to an extent. It is not for me to cower away and hide from when it comes with its trauma. It is for me to face and to see what the gift is in its presence in my life. Because when it shows in your life, it's showing, whenever these cracks to your internal mirror show up, they are showing you an aspect of yourself that is weak. It had to be weak for it to crack. Now you must focus in on that. Name that thing. come to terms with it and bind it, control it. Just like King Solomon with this ring. I'm going to tell you what this ring did. And I, Solomon, was overjoyed and praised God and glorified God of the heavens and earth. And on the next day I called the boy and gave him the ring and said to him, take this, and at the hour in which the demon will come to you, throw this ring at the chest of the demon and say to him, in the name of God, King Solomon calls you here. And then come running to me without having any misgivings of fear in respect of anything you may hear on the part of the demon. King Solomon gives him clear instructions, and this is very important. He says, go back to your normal environment. I can't do this for you because this demon is bound to you. Go back to doing what you normally do. And in the hour that this demon comes forward from within you, throw this ring at his chest, at the chest of the demon, and say to him, in the name of God, King Solomon calls you here. And then come running to me. It's sort of like when this child notices this feeling coming upon him. You put that ring to your chest. That's when it's most effective. It's like split personalities. You ever see that movie? I forgot the name of that movie with the guy. And he had all these different personalities. Hold on. Because I want to get that. Hold on. Split. It's called Split. He had all these personalities, all these cracks in his internal projection. And these cracks create, instead of him facing these demons that cause the cracks, these issues of life that he experienced that caused so much trauma to him, that caused him to change his own personality to deal with them. Instead of him facing them, he allowed them to reign supreme in his kingdom, splitting his kingdom. So what was once whole within him now is broken down into multiple fragments by demons. And he's come to terms with his demons. Instead of taking control of his demons, he has just come to terms with them. He's made agreements with them because he doesn't feel as if he has the power or the authority or the tools needed in order to take full control of them. So just like this little boy, when this spirit comes upon him, he puts this ring upon himself and casts it upon himself, it says, in his chest. And the spirit immediately recognizes. Now, you would think the spirit would overhear the conversation that he's having with Solomon about what he's going to do. But just like in the movie Split, it's like these spirits are dormant. They don't know what's going on until they come forward. They're not conscious at all times. They have a time that they are conscious of. And then they go back to being unconscious. So let's just finish here. So the little boy does this, and he throws the ring to the chest, and the demon is like, wow, it immediately does to the demon what the demon is doing to him. It shocks him, stops him in his tracks. And then, so that's the rule was throw the ring, because I'm getting ahead of myself. Solomon says, throw the ring at the chest of the demon and tell him in the name of God. Everything, they lead with God every time. In the name of God, King Solomon calls you here. And then come running to me without having any misgivings or fear in respect of anything you may hear on the part of the demon. This is important. He's saying, come running to me. I don't care what this demon tells you. Do not pay it any attention. Do not give it an ear. I don't care what it says. That's important. Because these demons will lead you astray. They're masters at sending you messages. They work through the mind. They will give you an idea. They will give you a message. They will lead you astray with a lie, all to their benefit. Their livelihood depends on you. And they're going to do whatever they can to keep their livelihood going. So the child took the ring and went off. And behold, at the customary hour, Ornius, the fierce demon, came like a burning fire. This is another aspect of them. God comes in the same way. The God of Israel. It shows you that fire is a method of operation for spirit. It's like a portal. Fire is a portal on a lot of levels. Came like a burning fire to take the pay from the child, but the child, according to the instructions received from the king, threw the ring to the chest of the demon and said, King Solomon calls you here. And then he went off running to the king. But the demon cried out aloud, saying, Child, why have you done this to me? Ow. Take the ring off me, and I will render the gold of the earth to you. That's important. Only take this off me and refrain from leading me away to Solomon. But the child said to the demon, As the Lord God lives, God of Israel lives, I will not allow you this. So come here. And the child came running, rejoicing to the king, and said, I have brought the demon, O king, as you have commanded me, O my master. And behold, he stands before the gates of the court of your palace, crying out and supplicating with a loud voice, offering me the silver and gold of the earth, if I only bring him to you. So it seems as if this demon that has come upon this child within a particular hour could be, when experienced the ring, has left the body of this child. Now they're two separate entities. Allowing this child to run to King Solomon and leave this demon at the gate. The demon is bound. The ring is what binds it. And he's offering, the thing I want to get you is to show you the power of these demons, friend. Offering silver, gold of the earth. He has ability to make one rich. For allowing them into the kingdom, your body. Yet they don't need really any permission to come in to you. They need permission to stay. The permission that the way that they come in a lot of times are through these traumatic experiences, y'all. Through the trauma that they inflict upon you in cracking your internal mirror. And then how they maintain stability within you and get more power and are able to dominate you over time is by keeping you in a place, a perpetual state of feeling unworthy, feeling as if you don't have an option, feeling as if you are boxed in and dealing with them, feeling as if the projection of yourself that you knew before them can no longer exist again. So you're constantly in this mournful state. You're constantly in this state of depression and sadness. And these are the states in which they enter into you. And these are the states in which they find rest, and they are able to have authority in, and they are able to become powerful in. So I don't want to really keep going because I can go on and on and on. The Testament of Solomon is a really, really powerful book as it relates to King Solomon and these demons. What we will find with King Solomon is, even though he had this ring that bound up all of these issues of life, these issues of lust, of anger, frustration, hate, envy, jealousy, fear, deceit, competitiveness, underhandedness. These are all these demons. That's what they are. King Solomon would use them to his will. And this is the point that I want to lead you with. These demons that you name that are already within the cracks of your mirror, that have superimposed themselves in the cracks of the canvas of your internal projection. You do not have to lay at the feet of them and beg. That's your projection. That's your house. You can do like King Solomon. They're already there, friend. You can cast them out. And you can sweep your house like they said in scripture. But if you don't replace it with something else that can guard it and that can really fill that void in a way that they will have no ability to come and re-establish themselves within it, meaning that you must fill it with something mightier than it. Something that it is afraid of. Because it will look to come back. Yet if you fill it with something mightier, or if you do like King Solomon and you name them and you command them to serve you, you learn what is the main essence of their root that they are birthed from. What is that thing in your mind, friend, in your life, not mind, but in your life that's presenting itself in your life that is making you behave the way you behave? Oh, it was childhood trauma. What exactly happened? You felt unprotected. You felt like you couldn't defend yourself. Why did you feel that way? You didn't have a good relationship with your parents. Why? What makes you say that? Your mom left you and you felt like you were abandoned and you couldn't connect with her. You felt unloved by your mother. So it's a maternal aspect that is actually the head that controls what has manifested as low self-esteem. And in healing the maternal aspect of things, you control that low self-esteem. It has no power because you've healed the root of which all the lesser beings have flowed through. This is King Solomon with this ring. King Solomon bound all of his demons within a ring. He controlled them. He corralled them all together. From all of the cracks in the internal projection of people. And he found the core, the angel, the one that controls them, their leader. And he made the leader control them. And this is my message to you. You must control your demons, or they will run your house. They will run rampant. You control them by facing them. I'm talking about staring them down. Heart to heart, shadow work, sitting amongst yourself and facing you. Coming to terms with truths, bringing to light hurt and facing them. And then forgiving and healing. These are things that allow you to take back your power. Whether you bind your demons in a ring, or you put them in a box or of your mind, or you sit them in a closet somewhere, whatever you got to do with them. And that's metaphorically. They're yours. And you then, once you become whole and wise, because they don't go away, you can then flex while in your strength and in your wholeness and make them serve you like King Solomon did. He made these demons build the temple of Jerusalem. All those big boulders and we see across the world, I got to use my mind and say, were these demons that picked these things up? He made his demons useful to him because that is their nature. They are to be useful. But because they are running rampant, they must be controlled and contained. But in order for one to control and contain them, they must be whole. And we will find that many are not whole enough to be able to do such. Even King Solomon would be outsmarted and outwitted by these demons. God would give King Solomon an amulet that he would wear to protect himself against them. But through time, friend, these demons are smart. They're constantly looking for a way. It's like, they're like temperamental energy. It's their nature to constantly find a way. God created them to serve Adam, to serve Eve. They constantly are looking to find a way. They're constantly looking to find a way and to be used. They need to be used. Yet if they're not being used, they are creative enough to find a way where they will be useful. They will stand in the integrity of which they were created. And if they can't find one worthy enough to come before them and use them, they will use those that are not worthy. This is the majesty of this thing we're in. You can't say that they're this or they're that. They are being what they were ordained to be. It is that we are not being what we were ordained to be. That's the part. They are being what they were ordained to be, friend. It's just that they have no host. They don't have enough hosts to keep them busy. And in order for them to stand in the integrity of that which they were created to be, Somebody gonna bow down. And I guess they say, you're not making me bow down. You're not wise enough to come before me. You haven't lived up to your end of the deal, bruh. Sis, all of y'all get F's. So I'm not going to get an F. I'm going to live up to my creation. Even if it means making you serve me. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is amazing. And that's what will happen. King Solomon will be outwitted by these demons, friend. Outwitted. His life would be managing these demons. He would go further and further down the rabbit hole trying to manage these demons. It's as if he didn't have enough wherewithal within him as an individual human. We're not set up enough in a way to be really able to really manage them like that. There weren't, and this is at an older time when there were many out here getting after it in spirit at his level. So maybe I will go into detail further as to how exactly this happened. How he fell into the confusion caused by these demons. It's interesting. Very interesting. This is my podcast conversation for you today. Your love, whether you'll ever know, always coming forward with something thought-provoking for you. Even if you get a little 1% of it, I'm more than happy that you've done that. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a person out here in a sea of knowledge that I got a bucket and I'm in the sea of knowledge. And my little bucket is nowhere near could nowhere near hold the amount of water that in which I'm swimming in. I'm sure the further out I go, the more clearer the knowledge gets. But I'm just one person swimming with the bucket. But through my connection to God, I get a bird's eye view in things. I get what I call downloads. I get downloads, and it directs me. Like having a hook in your nose, and it just say, turn a little bit. Look over in this direction. Look up. Turn over here. And I just do. I'm willing. I'm willing. You'll love more than you'll ever know. I'll never stop telling you. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Peace and love.